honestly. Cassiopeia, the way she functions as a champion is horrific to play into Ziggs, because you want them to come into you. He's never going to do that. You know, they pick the Poppy. The Nautilus makes sense as a response. In terms of the engaged supports, he's one of the ones who fares better into Poppy, but still, now you have this Ziggs Poppy who are just going to maintain distance, hold you away, and, you know, now T1 don't have to play into Ziggs.
Yeah,
we talked about how it was their 0-5 against the pick. It's now blocked for the rest of the series, as is the Ambessa.
Drop looking good, but let's get onto the Rift and see what happens. Okay, I don't know whether my headphones are just not working as well at cancelling the noise from outside, or whether it's just way louder in here on both sides. Lolpark contest this dragon, as Lucid is on full vision, as now Showmaker is doing, once again, a lot of damage to Faker. This time, flash advantage for the Cassiopeia, as Owner is going to move over vision. Dustbringer comes down, spell shields the Noxious Blast, and the flash has to be employed as Carrier was making his way over. Beryl finding out exactly where Owner is. Oh, no. I think his position is also known. Another Dustbringer comes down, as now Beryl does get spotted on that ward, does need to use that dredge line to get himself out of there, and the dragon will be given up and will reset as the flash away as Doran was making his way over. Beryl now in trouble, does manage to buffer the hook pretty nicely as Owner flashes towards him, aiming, trying to get this Nocturne out of there as a public execution. Max range from Doran, and they're able to actually manage to get himself a CS advantage as well in this lane, as Lucid's going to come on over and try and punish him for it.
Honestly, this is one of the frustrating things about playing Trundle into Rise, is when he just phase rushes and just sprints out of the pillar. Well, Doran is about to have TP.
Yeah, but he is right now locked in the bottom lane. And these grubs are going down. Bouncing Bomb, not going to be enough to steal this one away. As two grubs will be taken, it looks like a third is going to go over to DK here as well. So a little bit of extra side laning power as Mega Inferno steals it away. Never you mind. And yep, Gumiushi is pretty good at doing.
Teams are posturing towards this dragon.
Yeah, Owner is looking to try and put some pressure on this Crab as Lucy's going to get slammed into the wall. There's a Paranoia as well, and Subjugate not going to be enough to save him. I'm not entirely sure what the plan was there as the Realm Warp comes out. Faker is going to make his way over.
Respectful, I feel like, from Lucid. It was a great stun coming out from Carrier, and then Owner like pre-ulted, and they got the vision over the wall, so as soon as Lucid flashed, he just ulted straight after him, was there to follow. It just felt like they completely read Lucid there, and there was really nothing he could do. So not only do they manage to get the kill there, they get the scuttle, they also get the dragon. It's a big influx of gold, and the objective as well for T1.
And we have, we have to go back to what we were talking about earlier on, right? T1, this draft, very flexible, has a lot of options, as Hook is going to catch Doran once again, and even the Valkyrie damage is going to be enough. That was an overstep. As the Corki is very strong. Meanwhile, here towards the bottom side, this Renekton in a bit of trouble, doing a decent job to try and keep himself alive, but it doesn't quite work as Faker
But now Doran in trouble.
In trouble yet again, as a depth charge going to come down this time around. Will be absorbed there by the ulti, and I don't think he's going to be getting out. That's another kill going over to aiming, and both of them go into his hands. As Mega Inferno Bomb not going to be enough to save that turret, and it looks like DK will be able to get first brick in this game. It is already Feats of Warfare over to T1, so we are one apiece as far as Feats of Strength are concerned, still just battling over these objectives.
Yeah, and it does mean a massive gold lead for aiming, because he was just picking up plates in the top side while T1 were making plays on the rest of the map. It was just aiming just when he's not the one getting the plates. Oh, Faker.
Yeah, Beryl making his way in. Faker going to flash. And that was a good one because there are a lot of DK members down here. Carrier could be in trouble, though. Steadfast Presence comes down. She catches him with the stun. And there is nowhere for this Poppy to go. More plates going over to DK.
And no one has Feats of Strength yet fully. It's still even in that regard, so...
And we still need, like, what, 2 more objectives to be taken by either team? So Rift Herald is getting taken down very low. Beryl in position as he just gets evicted. All right, well, goodbye. Lucid comes over and steals it away, though. Never mind, there was a troll just waiting in there. It's like it's under a bridge. As we have a redemption coming down, Lucid gets all of his health bar back as the teleport comes in from Doran, and immediately he is blown up. And there is nothing that they can do about it. Highway robbery here by DK.
Lucid just able to get into the pit, I imagine from a blast cone, able to slide in, take the Herald, and then Doran as well caught out, him having an uncomfortable game, playing into the Cassiopeia, playing into the Trundle as well. Now Dplus going to be able to get a ton of value off the back of this Herald.
Yep. And takes down the outer turret in the mid lane. They're also taking the Dragon at the same time as T1 not quite finding it as Petrifying Gaze connects on to the Poppy, but Carrier is going to survive. We get a bit of a zoom in here from Jonas Strong, but not any joy going to come of that. But Lucid is going to be taking this Drake, and so that will be feats of strength over to DK. Yeah, the Crocodile has certainly been sought out as the Heroic Charge does come in. Public Execution comes down as well. The Redemption this time from Beryl is going to work, but the Paranoia comes in. The Flash out, he manages to get the Son as owner. Overcommits for it, and now we get some knockups to come through Beryl, but the Realm Warp. And that gets them to safety, and Aiming is taking an inner turret in the mid lane.
This is what Ziggs is supposed to do, you know, just a tower killer, but Aiming has just been playing tower destruction duty this whole game, getting plates for days, getting towers for days, and now Doran in trouble.
Oh, another hook gonna connect. Beryl's, like, anchor. She once again in trouble here, doesn't have the Dominus, and is gonna have to try and get himself over this wall. Yeah, not going to happen. And Mega,
obviously Quirky, you have the Valkyrie, you should be able to play an upgrade at a decent range.
Oh,
if you misplay and you get caught, it's so much gold lost for the team.
Oh, that flap. Oh, it was not. I didn't need reminding. Didn't need reminding.
I think Aiming needs to have that in mind and think,
yes,
don't do that.
He needs to be reminded of that.
Don't do that.
But no one else needs to be reminded of that. Second Dragon comes through here for DK. As Otacon has been started. Some vision is still here, though, for T1. They're teleporting in. And the Ziggs already here. Doran going back first before he decides to teleport over. As DK just back away. They get the teleport. And they... Wait. DK just making a measured decision?
Yeah. This is a good play as well. I mean, they really would have loved to get Doran's TP. I think expending Guma's TP isn't that big of a deal in comparison to being the top laner's TP. But Dplus is going to start it again.
Okay. See how it does work out as Gumiushi throws a big old book at the Otacon. But at the moment, it looks like it's just kind of helping. Redemption comes down. Showmaker comes in. He's a lot of DPS represented here for DK, but he's not hitting the Otacon right now. They're looking for a turn. Miasma comes in. Another hook comes down as Doran has to flash away. He's been subjugated as well. And they look for the Crocodile. He slices, dices, and gets himself out of there. As she is still looking a little worse for wear, but not quite as bad as Beryl, who is basically out of this fight completely. T1 take control of the Otacon. Lucid trying to get over there as Beryl finds another hook onto Doran. The Petrifying Gaze as well onto FAKER. They've taken 2 kills, but it is the Otacon secured by T1. Now can they get out of there? That's the big question.
As just going to do Baron spawn, and I think likely we'll see if actually T1 can contest it.
I mean, there is a Cloud Rift, as we're checking out this replay in the meantime. Battle on 2 fronts. DK decided that they're not going to be taking the Otacon, as this Baron will just go to DK. There is nothing T1 can do about it. Going to get Realm Warp done, and will get interrupted there by the Steadfast Presence. Still, there's a fair bit of health bar to get through, but the Satchel, like, alone. As now Carrier is in a lot of trouble. That trophy is just pesky.
Not sure the angle he was really going for there. Just super overextended. Potentially looking for a flank and just gets instantly exploded. Doran doing pretty good into Shu specifically, but he's got friends.
Yeah, he's got a lot of buddies, and the Public Execution is going to miss. There are so many things on the ground, and the turret just evaporates. Aiming looked at it, and it just exploded. Beryl going to make his way over, and I think that's the base that's going to get broken here on this push. That Rebel Baron power play that I was telling you was quite low is now obscenely large. 4,000 is the note.
7,000 gold lead.
And Soul Point now to be picked up from for DK as well.
Aiming level 16, going to be able to recall and pick up Infinity Edge.
Oh, God.
He is just going to be doing so much damage.
That is kind of obscene. 4-item spike here. As Paranoia comes down, we've got a Realm Warp to join him in here as they look for Aiming, but he just gets himself out. And Beryl is going to vacate as well as Showmaker flashes for it. Lucid dives in on top, and the Nocturne and Ziggs immediately go down. Carry gets caught out, and this game, ladies and gentlemen, is over. FAKER is the last man standing. Teleports come in as DK, it's their turn for the jump scare. And now they will take down another in here. They're going to take down some Nexus turrets as well, and DK in a classic DK game 1 are going to be 1-0 in this series.
T1 try and find a way back in. They look for Aiming, but this time he holds strong. 0 deaths in this game, 9-0-3, that early Corky pick coming up huge, and Dplus will go 1-0 up in this series.
Oh man, that was...
But it was T1 having side selection in this game one as well, so a pretty big first game to take for Dplus. I will say though, the other side of it is obviously the Ziggs denial, the Ambassador denial. These are
going to be a Scion there towards the top side of the map, just going to absorb the pressure. As Ari going to be the consideration here for Showmaker. He has really loved this pick. Ari Zin has been a fair bit of power in the duo as far as mid-jungle is concerned. But Ari just kind of doesn't make us feel good.
Yeah, so
here at the LCK.
Obviously the mobility pretty good into T1's composition. A lot of outplay potential good into the Talia generally. But not a pick it inspires a lot of joy. I think T1's composition is robust and what you typically kind of expect, right? You have two pretty high tier carry picks and you have a lot of frontline, a lot of engage potential. And I feel like for Dplus, you have more threats on the composition and it's like multiple threats into the, you know, if you can make Guma's life difficult, if you make Faker's life difficult, sure. I think it really just comes down to Beryl's jump.
Well, they don't have too many extra lives as we jump into the Rift here for game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. On to the Rift for the second game of this series. It is a best of 5. No one's going home just yet, but match point with 3 games to play. And already about a 400 gold lead has been accrued by DK just in the laning phase alone, largely to do with this Rumble and the Lucian that are having a pretty good time. Ona not going to be able to steal away this dragon, and I don't think T1 needs to be too worried about it for now.
Yeah, but it's a big move from Dplus, bringing both bot laners up to ensure they get the dragon. And it means Doran got to grab that entire huge wave under tower, so he's very comfortable now. Hit level 6.
Yeah, he's back in it.
And
retaken position.
Yeah, the big thing was because Beryl was assisting with that mid play, he wasn't helping aiming in the top lane. Aiming's grabbing that wave, so they'll take the one grub. They won't stay around for more.
Shiu is underneath the turret here as the equalizer
spot to be in.
Yeah. Equalizer placement was a thing. As they're setting up for a potential dive here onto Faker. Wind becomes lightning, and Lucid gonna flash out of the way, gets a nice knock up, and Faker, remember, no flash, and will be taken down by the horde of minions. As Beryl flying around a little bit here, as Kerry is ghosting for him. Let's see whether Beryl's gonna be able to make it, as the Monsoon is gonna be waited for, and they pile on top and take out the Janna. Wow, that was...
Look at the inventory of the junglers. That is the one thing you look at and you say, we're not fighting.
Yeah.
If one jungler has Sundered Sky and the other doesn't, no, we're not interested. We don't.
It's the Sundered Sky rule.
Yeah, and honestly, you look across the board, mid laners, 80 carries, item completions heavily in favor of Dplus.
And will be told to leave. A lot of vision here for DK was invested towards that bottom side to guarantee the double dragon, and now Shiu is going to get left out to dry. Equalizer doing a fair bit of damage, but that's a lot of CC, and he will just be taken down. Scrap Shield will allow him to at least get this wave, or the majority of it, as now a counter dive towards the bottom side as aiming is flashing away, had turret aggro, and did need to be a little bit worried about that one. There is the Unbreakable Will from Carrier, and that will keep him alive. Well, he might have to use it here, as Lucid will be able to find the knock-up. Orbit Deception comes down, and oh, he's just dead. And he knows it. Not going to be able to flash out of this one, and he will get some use out of the passive.
This tower doesn't get the extra plates that were there just a moment ago, but will get that first tower, and it's going to mean Dplus one objective or one kill away from Feats of Strength.
Very, very close. Feats of Warfare are available for both teams with 1 kill. See whether T1 make this play happen, but instead it's looking like Soul Point on the cards here for DK, and not a lot of vision available for T1 in the area. It looks like they are opting in for a trade, but this will be Feats of Strength going over to DK, no matter whether they won the race or not, for the objective. So some upgraded shoes, as well as having that soul point, which is so important.
Yeah, I think it's telling that it's a Chemtech soul. I think if this was a Hextech soul, straight on headbutting coming soon around that bot side. But now that we are getting the Herald coming mid, and all of T1 are kind of moving in, the wall's coming through.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice knock-up onto Carrier there as Doran off to the side. Teleport on the flank angle, though, as Shiu looking to make his way in. Doran not going to find any joy with that Q as another culling comes down. Carrier almost just out of the fight before it's even started. Fair bit of damage coming on through, but no commitment here As DK will back away. A fair few buttons now on cooldown on the hunt, as well as the equalizer being the big ones.
Culling down as well.
True.
Redemption used to heal up a little bit here. And the Rumble's, I mean, he's on a flank angle, but a bit distance from the rest of the team without the equalizer. That can be risky.
Yep, seismic shove as Shiu gonna move now towards Faker. Carrier, 50% health as Showmaker looking for an angle. That's a Mega Cone, remember, as a flash forward from Doran. Monsoon from Beryl here, trying to come on through as in fact it was the Crescent Guard as Lucid flashes his way out, but the Cataclysm will be able to take him down. Still the charm connects, and the Jarvan falls down as well. Doran trying to be a monster in the front line, but Gumuchi is skirted on top of here by Showmaker. They take down the Scion, but they do not get the soul. That is a big deal.
I've seen this build, so not as much. Oh,
Carrier finding a pulverize, but it's only on to Beryl for now. Crescent Guard out here as well from Lucid, who finds himself in a very awkward spot. Cataclysm, as it's a possible overextension here for Ona, but he finds a phenomenal flag and drag on top of Beryl, and then the pulverize comes on in, but still, the damage is massive. It's just not enough. It's T1. They manage the aggro perfectly and wipe out 4 members of DK.
what a team fight from T1. The low health bar so close to going down, but just enough to survive. Showmaker doesn't get the resets, isn't able to translate.
No vision of this.
Yeah, Dplus feel hesitant because they've lost Showmaker's ultimate. Now they have to approach. They don't have control of the area against Talia Scion.
Oh, Faker goes golden, seeing that charm coming over the wall as now Amy gets flashed into. Headbutt pulverize, and there's everything, but he still managed to flash away. The Monsoon's down as well as Faker was taken out. Lucid gets into the backline, but Gumuchi, oh no! He's taken down, and now aiming is frontlining into Doran, and that is exactly what he was looking for. DK strike back and find themselves a great team fight.
And it's Beryl flashing in to help take down Gumayushi, the DPS Janna, to finish it up. It looked like T1 maybe found the angle onto aiming, but the peel for the Janna coming in clutch to keep him alive. And Dplus answer back. They'll be able to cash in on the Arakan, and it's 15 seconds on that Dragon.
Yeah.
He's level 16, but the Dragon's getting shredded down quickly.
Yeah, we'll see who's going to be able to get this smite, as it's another one that T1 desperately want to be able to find for themselves. The Howling Gale not quite finding the avenue in as Lucid is in position. Faker looking for the wall angle, and he will be able to get that one down. Wind becomes lightning, but there's the headbutt to get the jungler out of there. Carrier might sacrifice himself, though, as the seismic shove, and down goes Lucid. Now Doran trying to get it done as Ona finds aiming, but the Relentless Pursuit's going to get him out of there. It's a good charm as well, but Ona just flashes on top of him, and Showmaker has to flash away. It's a triple for Gumayushi, and T1 this time find the team fight.
Almost 8,000 damage from Guma, the Ricochet shredding Dplus there. The Arakan buff not doing enough, and now T1 will look to do a lot of damage to the base. Can they end here is the question.
I mean, that would be ridiculous, surely. It's 30 minutes, though.
They're going to do a lot of damage to the base at minimum. Showmaker, I think, should be enough to dissuade them from ending, but a lot of damage is going to be done.
It should at least be an inhibitor, and they might even be able to get an avenue towards this top lane one as well. And if anything, it's going to be a gigantic swing in gold. About 4,000 is what they were able to put together here to extend that lead. And Ona comes alongside as now Lucid might find himself in an awkward position once again. This time has the whole crew with him, but the seismic shove comes down yet again. This time he got the ult off, but it doesn't actually matter. As now aiming finds himself in amongst 2 frontliners. Showmaker looking to make his way in, and aiming is just dead. Out of position entirely. Carrier finds the headbutt back, and you thought you were chasing the cow. He was just getting you in position to be butchered yourself. And T1, I don't think they're losing another fight in this game.
Yep, they've got control of this one now. T1 6,000 gold ahead, going to pick up another Baron here. And Guma just melting everyone in Dplus he sees. I feel like Dplus really lost control of this game. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to close out and get soul on this one. The Janna, I think there was a lot of positives earlier in the game, but it hasn't just really
worth talking about in this game, especially after talking about it so much for the majority. Just hasn't seemed to matter.
Yep, IE does finally come in for aiming, but just feels a little bit too little too late. We'll try and defend the base here, but the wall's going to come in and apply a lot of pressure. Yep,
this is the sieging potential of a Talia composition. So incredibly powerful as they will be able to wipe out the turret. Still an opportunity for a team fight perhaps here for DK, but it's just not feeling very good. And they're going to have to really get their ducks in a row. It's going to have to be one of those miracle fights if they are going to make that one happen. As another culling comes through, of course, Carrier, his favorite target, but aiming not really able to do too much of anything at all, as now Doran just making his way over. Gumiushi with a nice spell shield there, avoids getting knocked up. Could have been a dangerous one, as now in goes Lucid, finds the angle as Doran's going to get pushed back. That's kind of where he wants to be. Headbutt Pulverize, and they take down both of the solo laners in an instant. Shiu does go golden though, as Aiming picks up a double, but then he's lying on the floor. And Lucid, the last man standing, it's a quadra kill for the Jarvan as they're looking to set it up, and there's the Penta for Owner. If there's ever anyone who is deserving in this game, it is Owner. He has been so good, and gets to celebrate with a jungle pentakill at the end.
A crazy performance from Owner, delivering the bounce house onto Dplus. This J4 performance, an absolute masterclass. And T1 answer back 1-1 in the series. Doing well. I think the Janna pick from Beryl was pretty interesting. Set them up for some early success, and in teamfights a lot of value, but the team fight execution, especially around...
And Aatrox can also find a lot of value in the brawl, as now Doran is thinking about becoming a Viking. Okay, that would be interesting. Lulu, Olaf together is a lot of power.
Yeah, you can just kind of ignore a lot of the CC that Dplus have, and when they come into you, you kind of just thrive in the chaos.
Oh man, that is a cannon!
Okay.
Which T1 are we watching? All right.
Hey.
Even Sunke, I heard him. The Korean cast a little bit baffled about what's going on here. Doran not necessarily known for the cannon, but T1 are a team that are very good at playing around it, as we know. And we'll see whether this is actually going to be able to find the angle, especially like if Doran and Faker can coordinate with one another. You get a slicing Maelstrom as well as a Shockwave. You can do devastating damage alongside Gumiushi.
This is a very sort of feast of famine composition. So game, I mean, sorry, because you have a lot of squishy champions on the side of T1.
As we get onto the Rift here for game number 3.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Man, the fan chants have been so incredibly impressive here in LoL Park today, as we are on the Rift for the 3rd game. Winner of this one will get match point. That's what's going to happen, as we are tied up 1-1. And DK, a lot of wombo. T1, a lot of wombo. I love it. I feel like there's going to be a lot of team fighting in this game, or it's just going to be an absolute stomp. Looking for an angle here once again, flashed for it. But now Beryl is looking for a bit of an angle, and Faker is in trouble. Lucid turns up as well, and this will be first blood being delivered to the Monkey King. Flash in from Doran, looking for the angle. Owner is here as Shiu tries to make the world end, but it's his world that is going down. And T1 are going to even the scoreline. All right, we've just got a killer instinct as aiming goes in. Level 5 for Gumiushi, so we can't use the Featherstorm. Still, Owner is going to turn up. It will be Guma going down, and Owner not.
And your play is still successful. Guma a decent amount behind in terms of XP.
And it's also going to be some grubs going on over to DK here at the same time. So first objective will be taken from the map as Beryl gets himself over the wall, because of course it was about to get sandwiched by a Lulu and a Pantheon. And all of the grubs will be here picked up by DK. T1 in position. Shape Splitter not going to be the option here as Owner walking so quickly as Lucid will get himself out of there and Beryl will not. He is extraordinarily dead. Very silly as now Doran is in a lot of trouble. Does have Slicing Maelstrom, but there is the Cyclone to come down. Lucid will die as Doran even lives. Aiming comes in and finishes him off, but now Shiu is the one in trouble. Pop Blossom here, and it's not going to be enough to save anything. And in fact, I think Beryl is just going to die, and Carrier is going to come on over and make sure that that happens. That was not the dive that DK was looking for.
Huge turnaround play.
Hit me. Ah, there we go.
And, oh yeah, Dragon exists.
So it will be a 9-minute-old Dragon that will be taken down here by T1 as DK looking for a bit of an angle towards this turret, but Doran says no, and a massive Pop Blossom to come through, but it's only onto the cannon, and Carrier comes on over. Beryl is going to be dead yet again. That's 0-3 for this Nico, and another kill going over to the cannon. They might be able to get aiming as well, and there it is, and in comes Owner once again. Shiu's going to get taken down. Now Lucid's by himself, and DK are just falling apart unless it is. No, it's not. And Owner is going to pick up a double. That's a 6th.
Throwing a fakie, you're going to feel bad, and Guma has the Featherstorm. So if this engage from Dplus doesn't work, your team comp kind of falls apart.
Well, Showmaker looking for a bit of an angle here. Gravity Field is down in a decent position as Doran going to get flashed on here. Shiu finds his way over, and there is the shutdown. It's Showmaker that actually collects the kill. T1 still in position, though. A lot of resources were used to take down the cannon. Shockwave connects onto a couple as now Beryl trying to keep himself alive. Lucid takes down the Rift Herald. They collect the eye, and T1, they're just looking to get out of there.
Fishing a little bit, but they don't over... Oh, no.
Well, Shiu is likely to die. Unfortunately, his Sundered Sky's not quite enough.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, DK just getting pulled around the map. Gumayushi might be in trouble. This time he has Featherstorm, though, and a whole bunch of friends. And T1 are going to flash towards them. There's Faker picking up the two-man Shockwave. Now Lucid's in trouble. Cyclone has to be used very defensively, but I just don't think it's defensive enough. And in goes Ona to lock down the kill. That is a legendary Pantheon. And DK circling the drain already here pre-20 minutes.
Featherstorm, Flash, Barrier, Wild Growth. None of them even used. You know, this fight, they're starting up Arakan right now. They're calling you to contest. They have all their tools available. The only thing they don't have is a flash on Faker, so maybe Faker needs to be the target. We'll see if they can pull that off. They do throw the Herald down mid, though, as T1 move up towards Arakan, so they at least find a window to throw that down. In the mid tier 1, obviously opens up some better angles to approach from when they are looking for those flanks.
And still, it is now Earth, Wind, and Fire reference that I've been looking for.
I think that's a one positive for Dplus, is that the first dragon was very late.
True.
So a potential soul is very late in this game, and it's going to be...
There it is.
There you go.
I knew there was going to be... Speaking of which, just get flashed on. There's the Shockwave, and where did he go? He's just gone.
Yeah, I didn't see much outplay potential in that situation. You know, I'm trying to analyze, trying to figure out what the strategy was. I think you just die when that happens. So now T1 heading over towards the Arakan, and I think it's just a give up and let them have it.
I'm going to go with a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
That one.
No. He's fine dying once he's pressed his ultimate.
Well, Pop Blossom is going to find one here, but Ona says goodbye, Beryl. And down he will go. Now Lucid finding himself in an awkward spot as the angle from Doran is glorious. Just executes aiming and looks to make his way out. The man drop comes in and Doran goes down, but it does not matter. It's only Sheer left alive. He's going to try and umbrally dash away. He's a very cute snowman. But this game is still looking 100% T1's.
Beautiful ult there from Doran, just decimating the backline of Dplus, but I feel like this game was looking pretty over long before that. 11-0-3 now for Ona on this Pantheon. Baron about to come through as well. T1 looking to take this one to match point.
Oh, okay. Another Shockwave to come through here as Faker was pushing out this mid wave. And the Baron still hasn't gone down yet, and they still managed to get that inner. So Ona and Gumayushi going to be able to finish this one off, and there it goes. Yeah.
So, you know.
And now it's Soul Point here for T1 on top of everything else. I don't know whether we're going to see a Soul this game.
Now Doran has a Seeker's Arm Guard. Okay. Okay, now you're really in trouble.
Now he doesn't even... but now they're looking to catch Faker out of position. Nice two-man Shockwave does come in as Pop Blossom will pick him up, but the Wild Growth is there and Ona gets on top of aiming. They're like, that's cute, but now Orianna is a tank. Shiu trying to get in there, but Carrier just walks him around like he's taking the dog for a walk. And now Lucid, he's going to try and get out of there. And the Monkey not going to be able to affect the ending of this game in a positive way for DK. I think they're going to have to look for the next one if they want to make a victory, because T1 are moving towards match point, and they're doing so in style as 13-0-4 for this Pantheon. And if there's ever a way to break a losing streak, this is a pretty good way to do it.
Honestly, this has been the best Ona performance we've had since last game.
Yeah,
he's been on a tear.
An absolute tear, yeah.
Absolute tear. Dplus getting forced back onto their fountain, trying to look for a return, weren't able to find it, and T1 will take us to match point in this series.
1 win away from Worlds, 1 win away from keeping their hopes alive.
This one, it really just felt all T1. Ona was having such a massive impact on the map, reminding us why Pantheon was just permabanned during the regular season. And sure, there was some hits to the champion, but
in as Beryl hovering a tree.
But yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, the Maokai, it seems like it's the choice they wanted to go for, but you can't give the Maokai ult for the Silas. I think that's just not what you want to do. So you can see he's kind of like, oh, I don't want to go.
Rammus! What?
goes for the Rammus.
Hang on, where is everything going? Orcs, help me!
Okay, it's mid Morgana, Rammus support, and Defiri jungle. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Right, okay, never mind. So Beryl is just picking his champion. What does Rammus support do?
Taunts people.
Got it.
Has a lot of armor. I guess the thing into the Leona specifically is when she goes to stun, you taunt her, so she stuns you instead, I guess is maybe the theory. Some ways similar to Shen, a little bit less swift. A lot of ganking power, you know? I mean, Rammus has a lot of ganking power in general as a jungler.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 4. And yes, it's Rammus support. Rammus Jhin. I don't have very many stats on the lane, personally.
Yeah, and actually going Aftershock and Ignite, not going for Spellbook. So, carry also.
It's a lot of okay. On both sides of the Rift here is the Powerball once again going to come on through here as Deadly Flourish comes down. Carrier will turn up. As Beryl is doing his very best to get value out of this, but he will just get hit by this Zenith Blade as in goes Carrier, and now just looking to try and latch on to Beryl. Shield of Daybreak comes in, but Beryl is going to be okay. The flash from Ona! And he tanks up the turret, but he is not worried about it at all, and as it turns out...
With this series, no matter the outcome, whether Dplus continue on in their playoff run or not, isn't this the way Beryl wants to go?
Ooh, nice taunt to come down there as Doran was kind of baiting. Cannon Barrage does come on through as there is the slam from Ona. Picks up yet another one onto Beryl.
6 already, so being in a lot of XP. So that Solar Flare is available.
Yeah.
A little spooky.
Speaking of spooky, Ona making his way over and Beryl getting some work done yet again. Soul Shackles picked up here by Ona. But that is 2 grubs now secured. And it looks like T1 not wanting to contest for the third.
Yeah, Shiwu being here and the fact that Doran doesn't have ult, doesn't have TP.
He's the guy that you don't want to have accelerated in this series because he's been playing so incredibly well.
Oh man, coming in with a Morgana ult.
Oh,
I think Amy's going to try and ult to assist Beryl.
Well, let's see whether the curtain call is going to work because Beryl is very, very dead. Feats of Warfare do come down. And Carrier is able to tank up the turret. It is just that easy as Showmaker comes in. Lucid is taking a dragon. They are trading things for the Rammus.
Look, let's be honest, right? I think other players in the elimination game of playoffs...
Yeah, Blackfire Torch completed here for Showmaker, but it's been a bit of a non-factor so far in this game as Carrier just wraps around looking for Shiu. He does press the Grandmaster's Might button, but I still think he's just dead. Lucid turns up, but a little late. And finds it unstoppable.
I mean, he actually has a bigger lead than Ona does.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous as now Showmaker tries to put down the Soul Shackles and the Redemption helps Faker out here and just Cam.
Yeah.
I love Rammus Cam.
I'm just glad we can enjoy that, you know, in these trying times.
Look at him, back on the map, getting stuff done. Not dead. Okay, 5,000 gold is the lead though for T1 at 15 minutes into this game.
T1, like significant mistakes, but also like a big punish from Dplus.
He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. Lucid might be okay as well as Faker throws down a bear, but the doggo is looking to take him down. Still very, very close as it's a 1-for-1, but that is 1 on the board for DK.
And I'm pretty sure Faker's worth a lot more gold than Beryl is right now.
I would say so.
I will definitely say... Oh no.
Wait, he just gets ignited. And the Solar Flare comes down, thankfully. Black Shield is going to be there, but he still dies! The last tick! And that's why you buy potions, ladies and gentlemen, I guess.
The thing as well, Carrier had Redemption.
Oh man, so he was still able to probably kill him.
And he just knew he didn't need it. He was just like, you know what? Calculated. Had it in his head.
Easy.
Worked out the math in a moment. It was like, I don't even need this.
Well, Deadly Flourish comes down. Cone put up there by Gumayushi as Beryl trying to protect his AD carry. That's a dicey one. It's going to work out here as the curtains are being called. Gumayushi going to get slowed down momentarily. A couple of bullets will land as now Showmaker. Let's see whether he can land the Dark Binding. And he can't. So Gumiushi does take a lot of bullets, and now we've got Lucid going in, and then going untargetable. We'll see whether he can actually survive, as the Pickle's not going to connect, and Owner is so incredibly strong. He'll find Beryl yet again, as Shiu now trying to do something, but he cannot protect his Bowser. He's going to be able to slam his way out, and there is Owner going golden as well. Man, he can afford that? That is ridiculous, as Showmaker looks for the Soul Shackles onto Carrier. He does walk his way out. It's only Lucid that's died so far, but now Showmaker might be the one going down as he flashes away. The Dark Binding will be avoided. And Owner now looks for some chains, but does not get them. And Doran is taking it in a turret in the top lane.
And they got a turret mid as well. I feel like Owner's chains just go further. You know, I feel like the chain length has just been so long whenever he's throwing them out. And Dplus just going from bad to... Barrel's
Come on, Beryl! Let's protect the turret. He got the barrel.
Gets the taunt.
Beryl versus Barrel, as it turns out, it's Beryl. Okay, we got a flanking teleport. Let's see whether this one's going to work out as Lucid turns up as well. Doran is the target. He eats some oranges, not quite as K as he wants to be, and so that is a kill. And a BF sword in comparison to the Tunneler. All right, flash out from Faker. Showmaker looks for a bit of an angle. Curtain Call comes in alongside the Black Shield, and Aiming is able to finish it off.
I like how Faker was like...
Oh.
Maybe Tibbers can block the shot.
It'll be fine. It'll be back off. As they might be able to get themselves a turret. That could be a big deal.
Oh, with the objective bounty.
There it is.
Hey, the gold lead.
It's
a lot
only
less.
7.7k.
Well, less than it has been for a while. Okay, Barrel's going in.
This might be a bridge too far, as Shiu is actually over here. Looks to dive in on top of Carrier, but the Cloud Rift going to be helping out. Now the Cannon Barrage comes on through. Grandmasters might once again not going to quite be enough, as the bullet time finishes off the Jax. And now Lucid just desperately trying to jump over a wall. He might be able to do so, but instead it's Gumiushi that locks this one up. T1 dropping their wallets on them in the end, is now Aiming, looking for an angle. Showmaker, can you actually find the CC? As Barrel power slams! And he's dead. Gumiushi's going to be able to lock that one up. And now Showmaker, oh, the chains just barely missing a link. And Showmaker will be able to walk his way out. The Rift Herald partying here on this top side. As Doran, where are we going?
Doran?
But he could have
hit the tower.
T1
question mark ping the tower. Doran. Like, what are you doing?
He just wants Shelly to help with the Otacon.
Yeah, there were definitely some question mark things coming out on Doran for that one.
Yeah, he was allowing...
You gotta open him up.
Oh, and if you got that prize, it would be so good.
Yeah. I feel better already.
Right? Oh, that was great. That was exactly what we needed. Thank you so much, LCK. And now we're back into it. We were talking about the fact that T1 could just take the dragon. They indeed. When Nexuses are exploding.
That's a good plan.
Some shackle coming
on
through. Dark Binding will connect here as the taunt comes down as well. The chain CC comes in. Doran is difficult to kill, but Aiming, he's got a third bullet. Hammers support value coming in hot.
Yeah.
Didn't even need to use the locket.
God bless.
Fine. All right, flash in from Shiu, looking for Faker here. But Faker's still offering a fair bit of damage back, and they did manage to get him.
Okay.
And also getting the bear value as well. As
with the Tibbers, but the stun came down first, and Aiming there just to help with the follow-up. It's little things. Spice things up a bit.
Well, it's precisely what they're going to do. Lucid going to be able to dodge the Solar Flare relatively well. Bullet time is going to get eaten as well. And Beryl finding a wraparound, looking for Carrier. Let's see whether they can actually lock him down. Down he will go. As now Shiu, the Cannon Barrage not getting the most value. Shiu's actually able to go golden as well. But the Leap Strike gets himself out of there. Faker follows with a huge bear though. Drops it on top of them. Aiming just barely limping his way out. And it's the flash in from Ona. Finds the slam to take down the Jin. Showmaker just doing his best to clear out some of these minions. And the Soul Shackles to come on forward. He's dead, ladies and gentlemen, although he does flash to get himself... Oh my, what the heck just happened? Okay, Showmaker's sort of lived. This game's a mess.
There's a lot of damage coming through. I feel like T1 just beat them down with the wallets. Only Carrier dies. The rest of Dplus just have to run away. I mean, only Showmaker. But he's still running. He's still going.
He is. He's on a mission.
Nowhere is safe for him. And the Baron's going to go over to T1. Hard to see. I mean, initially they can only use an actual champion as a support.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has been a journey. 12,000 gold lead. Closing on 13,000. T1 pushing in to end the game, end the series, and Dplus final chance to put a stop to this.
Let's see what they can do here. The wallets are extraordinarily heavy. Knees weak and all that sort of stuff. Not sure about Mom Spaghetti because Boris doesn't sell that. This turret is going to survive at least for the moment, but Ona is just going to come through and take this one down. That is a taunt on top of Ona, and he goes golden with that Zhonya's purchased earlier. Now Lucid in a little bit of trouble as he is able to get through the base gate.
Ona's 5 levels up on Lucid. He is 5 levels up on Lucid.
He's level 18. He's 2 levels above the highest level on the other team, and now they go in. Faker is going to go down. She is going to go golden once again. The interruption is decent as Lucid gets into the backline to take down Gumayushi. And Shiu looking for an angle. There is no Zhonya's on Ona, and that is actually going to be almost an ace. Doran is alive. Challenge for this dragon. Aiming is pretty strong, as you can see by that dragon damage. And now Lucid, oh my god, those barrels hurt so much. The Cannon Barrage comes down as well. Aiming does a lot of damage, but that is going to be Cloud Soul coming in. But there's the slam from Beryl. They're looking to try and take down Gumayushi, but Ona is able to take him down. Oh my god, the damage from T1 is disgusting. Showmaker looking to lock down Faker, but I just don't think it's going to work. Aiming, finding some bullets, but there he goes. That's the ace. That's the last-ditch effort. And T1 here in Game 4 will book their ticket to Worlds and give themselves a chance to still win the LCK here in 2025.
The back-to-back world champions won't be denied an opportunity to run it back one more time and still can run that lower bracket and try and win the LCK. T1 ramped up and take down Dplus 3-1.
Just in the nick of time, ladies and gentlemen, but man, if we talk about this quite often, the ease of POM votes, this one has never been easier. I don't think that there has ever been a time where that tick in the jungle box was